Good morning, room 219. So today we're going to work on our math lesson 9-7 in our Pearson Realize. So please go ahead and open to page 501 in your solve and share, and go ahead and take a try your best to answer that question before you continue on with this video. So go ahead and hit pause. But if you've already done so, then we're going to continue. Así que vamos a trabajar hoy en lección 9-7 en nuestro libro de Pearson Realize, estimando la suma y la diferencia entre fracciones. Así que necesito que ustedes van a página 501 y por favor trabajar en las preguntas antes de que sigues este video. Pero si ya cumpliste esas páginas, voy a seguir en la lección, ¿ok? So let's take a look. Vamos a ver qué tenemos. So we have to estimar. Tenemos que estimar la suma entre 5 octavos y 8 décimos, 5/8 and 8/10. Now, it says estimar. So do we have to have an exact answer? ¿Tenemos que tener una respuesta exacta? No, because all we're going to do is round. Vamos a rondear. Now, normally you round to the nearest 10th place value, right? Normalmente rondeamos al 10 más cercano. Bueno, lugar posicional. Así que, but this time we're working with fractions. So that's not going to work this time. Instead, we're going to round to the nearest benchmark fraction. Fracciones más comunes. So do you remember what the benchmark fractions are? Alright, if you don't remember, I'm going to draw another number line. I know it's a lot, but it'll help. I promise. So I'm going to draw another number line. And this is for the benchmark fractions. Now, the most common fractions, the easiest ones to estimate, to figure out, are 1/2, mitad, obvio. Then there's 1/4, un cuarto. That's half of a half. Un cuarto is un mitad de mitad. And then, of course, 3/4. Very good. 3/4. Because 3/4 is the other half. These are the benchmark fractions we're going to be using to estimate. Estos son las fracciones que vamos a usar para estimar nuestras respuestas. So, let's use the number lines to help figure out what are my sums, okay? So my first fraction is 5/8. So it's not going to be this number line. I'm going to use this number line. And 5/8 is right around here. If I look, 5/8 is close to what? Es más cerca a qué? I go up here. It's up here. Está entre un mitad y 3/4. It's between 1/2 and 3/4. But which one is it closest to? ¿Cuál es más cerca? 1/2, right. So we're going to make 1/8, 5/8 close, 1/2 for our sake. Okay, and then we have 8/10, 8 décimos. That's over here. Okay, and 8/10, I go up. That's pretty close to what? 3/4. So we're going to make that 3/4. You know what? This is still not close enough to helping me. I'm going to make a small tweak. So I told you 1/2 is good, but we can give you another equivalent fraction that also has a 4 as a denominator, so that way it's easier to add. Podemos cambiar el un mitad a otra fracción que tiene un denominador de 4 para hacerlo más sencillo a sumar. So, what can 1/2 become? Un cuarto, un mitad puede ser ¿qué? What do I have to do to 2 to make it 4? ¿Qué tengo que hacer a 2 para hacerlo 4? Multiply by 2, multiplicar por 2. And 1 times 2 is 2, 2/4. So voy a cambiar, so 2/4. So I'm going to change that 1/2 that I wrote earlier to 2/4, 2/4. Okay, now I got something to work with, right? Hay algo que yo sí puedo trabajar en. And now, is this exact? ¿Es esto exacto? No, it's an estimate, es un estimado. So I'm going to go ahead and add it. And this gives me 2 plus 3, 5/4. Because do we ever add the denominators? Right, we never do. So, is 5/4 greater or less than 1? ¿Es 5/4 más que, menos que, a 1? It's greater than, so this is more than 1. More than 1. Okay? I know this was a little tricky for your first one, but let's try the next one, okay? So let me erase my old marks here, because I do not want to redraw these number lines. It took me a little while to draw them. You have the luxury of using an eraser, because yours is already drawn in your book. So we have the first one, 1/8, 1/8. That's over here. Okay, I go up. 1/8 is pretty close to what? It's close to 1/4, un cuarto, ¿verdad? So I'm going to make that 1/4. 1/5. All right. Now I'm going to tell you my drawing is not perfect because this is not accurate. It should, you know what? I'm going to make it perfect. I'm going to make it accurate because it bugs me. There we go. So that's accurate now to a degree. So 1/5. That looked like a 1. 1/5 is close to 1/4. And now 1/10. That's over here. Woof. So here's 1/10, un décimo. Now, is it close to 1/4? ¿Está cerca a un 4? Or is it closer to 0? Más cerca a 0. It's closer to 0. So we're going to actually turn that into a 0. So all we're going to really add is these two fractions. So 1/4 plus 1/4 gives me 2/4. So 2/4, is that less than or greater than 1? ¿Es 2/4 más que o menos que 1? It's less than, so we're going to write less than, menos que 1. And that's all there is to this lesson. You do need to use your number lines to help you, so if you have to just keep erasing on this page or draw them out on a new sheet of paper, I recommend that you do that. But the fractions that we're using today and the ones we're going to repeatedly use is the benchmark fractions. Vamos a seguir usando estas fracciones porque esos son los más fáciles para poder comparar. So go ahead, pause the video if you need a copy of my notes. Si tienes que pausar para copiar las notas, pueden hacer eso. But I'm going to go ahead and start with numbers 3 and 4 on this page as well. Voy a empezar con números 3 y 4. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to erase the old answers, the old numbers, to a degree. Okay, erase the problems. And now 3 and 4, 3 y 4. 3 wants us to do, let me check, 7/8 minus 1/10. 7/8 menos un décimo. And number 4 is asking for 9/10 minus 5/8. Okay, so again, I'm going to redraw the points on the number line. Voy a dibujar los puntos en la línea y voy a ver cuál de las fracciones acá arriba. I'm going to check which of these fractions up here is it closest to. ¿Cuál está más cercana? Okay, and we're supposed to tell if the answer, the difference is less than or greater than 1/2. Tenemos que decir si la respuesta es más que o menos que un mitad. So let's go ahead and do that now. So 7/8, 7/8, that's over here. Okay, so I'm going to go up. 7/8 is pretty close to what? 7/8 es muy cerca de qué? Como 3/4, right? 3/4. It's even close to 1, right? What do you guys think? Should we go with 1? I think we should go with 1. Voy con 1 en este caso. 1. So 1 whole, because remember we're dealing with fourths. Let's just go ahead and make this 4 fourths, 4 cuartos, because 4 over 4 equals 4 sobre 4 dividiendo es 1. So that's why it's okay to write it as 4 fourths. So let's make that 4 fourths, 4 cuartos, and then 1/10. That's over here again. Hello again. So 1/10 again is pretty close to what? It's close to 1. 0 again. So we're going to leave it at 0, and it's close to 1 whole. So is this greater than or less than 1/2? Más que o menos que un mitad? It's more than. Now, if you're like me and you have that laggy feeling and you're like, Miss Sosa, I think 7/8 is closer to 3/4. Para ti, te sientes que 7/8 es más cerca de 3 cuartos? You can go ahead and do that too. But it still will not change the fact that your estimate is more than 1/2. Más que un mitad tu estimado es. Okay? Let's go ahead and erase the old marks, and let's start the new marks. It's not too hard, but if you do have any questions, please ask me on the Google Classroom. I'm more than happy to help you guys, okay? Así que si tienen alguna pregunta, por favor, mándame tus preguntas en el salón de Google, okay? So first we have 9/10, 9 décimos. Okay. That's there. And then you have 5/8, 5 octavos, back over here. So 9/10, okay, this time I'm going to call it. I'm going to say it's close to 1. Está cerca a 1. 5/8, 5 octavos is close to, which is it? 1/2 or 3/4? It's closer to 1/2, más cerca a un mitad. And we get, well, oops, sorry. You got to do this by fourths, right? Un cuartos. Ay, Dios. Let me correct that, guys. Sorry about that. This is 4 fourths. And this is, what did we say? 2 fourths. 2 cuartos. So that gives me 2 fourths, which means 2 fourths is equal to what again? We said it earlier. 1/2 is igual a, 2 cuartos is igual a un mitad. So these are equal. Iguala. Okay? That's today's lesson. That's what we're going to work on. So I'm going to go ahead and leave these benchmark fractions up, but now I need you to turn to the next page on 502, and I'm going to turn over there to myself, and then we're going to work on the word problem here. So it says here, together Randy and Martha bought about a pound of nuts. Fana bought about a quarter less than Chuck. So what we need to figure out is, are the statements reasonable? Tenemos que averiguar si las frases que ellos nos dijeron son razonables. Tenemos que Randy y Marta compraron casi un mitad de una libra de nueces y Fana compró como un cuarto menos que Chuck. So let's go ahead and do the work. So we're working with 2/3, 1/5, 9/10, and 1/4. Oh, Miss Sosa has to draw new number lines, except for the tenths. Tenths I can leave alone because we're going to reuse those. We need thirds. Oh, I can keep the fifths. Yo puedo quedar con los quintos. The only ones I got to draw is the thirds. Los terceros. So, bye-bye, eighths. Voy a dibujar los terceros so I can see what I'm doing. And you'll notice my number lines are about the same length. Vas a ver que mis líneas son la misma de largo. That's important because what happens if we have uneven lines that are not the same? It doesn't help with the comparisons, right? Alright, so I'm going to draw this. Now I'm doing thirds, terceros, so I can get that question done. So I'm going to do 1/3 is about a little bit more than 1/4. Un tercero es más que un cuarto. 2/3, it's about, I'm just going to eyeball it here. Let's see, it's like right over here. It's more than 1/2, más que un mitad. And then you get 1 whole. Okay. I know it's on your page, but I want to explain it. Yo sé que está en la página, pero quiero mostrarlo, okay? So it says here that Randy compró 2/3. So Randy, he bought 2/3. Okay? And it says here that Martha compró, let's see, how much did she buy? She bought 1/5, un quinto de una libra. So if they bought it together, si lo compraron juntos, what are we doing? Are we adding or subtracting? Sumando o restando? We're adding. So now we're going to go ahead and figure out our estimates, nuestros estimados. So let's start with 2/3. 2/3 is about here. So if I go up to 2/3, 2/3 es como que, how much? It's about half. Es casi mitad. Un poco más que mitad. So if you want to go with 3/4, I can say that as a reasonable estimate. Or if you want to go with 2/3, that's also reasonable as well. Okay, so I'm sorry, I meant 3/4 or 1/2. 3/4 o un mitad. Perdón por esa equivocación. So me personally, I'm just going to go with 1/2 because it's closer to 1/2 or 2/4. 2/4 porque es más cerca a mitad para mí. 1/5, that's over here. That's about un cuarto. Un cuarto. Now we add it up. 2/4 plus 1/4. That's about 3/4. 3/4. Did they buy about a pound? Is that a close enough estimate for us? Yes. I think it's close enough. But then I look on the page and they say that 2/3 is closer to 3/4. All right, so let's go ahead and change that again. Sorry about that, 219. So we're going to say 3/4, which makes it 4/4, 4/4. Y eso es uno. Again, this is why you guys are lucky you have your lines drawn for you. Miss Sosa's eyeballing it with her hand-drawn lines. This is why I prefer another method, but we're going to go with this today, okay? Now, the second one is about 9/10, and I want to say that estamos diciendo que Chuck compró 9 décimos, 9/10. 9/10. And que Fauna compró 1/4 of the difference, un cuarto menos que él. So if I want to know if she bought 1/4 less, I'm going to do what? I'm going to subtract, right? Vamos a restar. Again, we look. 9/10, that's over here. 9 décimos, it's close to what? Well, it's all the way up here. It's close to what? 1. A uno. And then 1/4, this was uno entero. Es un cuarto, that's a benchmark fraction. I'm not going to change it. But I am going to change the 1 into 4/4, 4/4. Okay? And then we're going to take away 3/4. 1/4. Miss Sosa just gave you the answer there. Vamos a hacer un cuarto menos que 4/4. So we do our math and we get 3/4. So, is this about 1/4 difference? ¿Esto es una diferencia de un cuarto? No, no es. So, is this estimate reasonable? Este no es razonable. Razonable. So this one, yes, it's reasonable. Sí, es razonable. No, this one is not reasonable. Again, if you have any questions, please send me questions on the messenger, on Google Classroom, I mean. Okay? So we're going to continue. This is not enough practice for me to make sure that you're understanding what we're doing. So, let's go on to the next page, please. Vamos a la siguiente página. I'm going to go ahead and erase the first ones. If you need a copy of the notes, please pause, take your notes, and then we'll continue once you hit play again. Okay. So now we have to use an argument here. Use benchmark fractions to estimate 4/10 plus 3/8. Explain. Oh, I have to draw my 8s again. See why this is nice to have the ones that are pre-drawn? Oh well, Miss Sosa has to draw it again. Alright. Erase my original marks. My 10th is back into place. 1/5 is gone. Okay, so let me draw this. 1/8, 2/8, 0, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, whoops, 6/8, 7/8, 8/8. Okay, so now we have 4/10 and 3/8. So here's 4/10. And this is for number 1. We're well past the solve and share. We're on page 503. Página 503. So we have 4/10 and 3/8. 3/8. So 4/10 is here, and 3/8 is about here. So 3/8, I'd say it's pretty close to 1/2. So we're going to make it 1/2, un mitad. Está cerca a mitad. Oh, I'm sorry, this is not the right one. 3/8 is the one close to 4/8. I mean 1/2. Perdón. I was looking at the 3/8. Okay, see where my confusion was? Or 2/4, 2/4. Ugh. Gotta remember those. Y 4 décimos, 4/10. That's also close to 1/2, or 2/4. So if we add these, what is it close to? 2/4 más 2/4? You get 4/4, 4/4, que is igual a 1. 4/4 is equal to 1. And so we have to explain how we do this, right? So what we do is we write what Miss Sosa was just saying. First, we change 4/10 to 2/4 because it's close. Because it is close to 1/2. Erase this so we have room to write. And then we estimate 3/8 to 2/4 because it is also close to 2/4. Finally, we add our estimates, which is equal to 4/4 or 1. So if you need a minute to copy the explanation, then go ahead and hit pause on this video. But I'm going to go ahead and do the translation for my Spanish-speaking students. So please follow along. Esta traducción es para mis estudiantes que todavía están aprendiendo inglés. Así que si necesitas poner pausa para poder copiar las notas, por favor hazlo cuando lo necesitas, ¿ok? Primero tenemos que cambiar 4 décimos a 2/4. Porque es más cercana a un mitad. Después, estimamos que 3/8 es cerca a 2/4. porque es también más cerca a 2/4. Finalmente, sumamos nuestros estimados, que era igual a 4/4 o 1 entero. Otra vez, si necesitas un minuto para copiar las notas, por favor oprima pausa y sigue el video cuando estás listo para seguir en las notas. Okay? So now we're going to go on to number 2. Vamos a mirar a número 2. Charlie said that 8/10 is minus 1/5 is about 1/4. Do you agree? Charlie dijo que 8 décimos es menos que 1/5. Es como cerca a 1/4. ¿Están de acuerdo de eso? So, again, okay, I don't have to redraw my lines. Thank goodness for that. So, okay. Let's go ahead and do that. First, I'm going to erase this. Okay, you should have copied this. I'm going to pause the video to do that. Okay. Okay, so again, sorry, I'm moving the camera around a little. I'm just looking at the page number here. So we have 8/10 minus 1/5. Tenemos que decir si de verdad es como 1/4. We gotta say if he is right, this is 1/4. That's what we need to find out. Eso es lo que tenemos que averiguar. Okay? So let's go ahead and do our estimates. So let me erase my marks from earlier, so I don't get confused. Para que no me confundo. All right, here we go. All right. So we have 8/10, 8 décimos. That's right here. Aquí está. 8 décimos, otra vez. It's close to 3/4. Es cerca de 3/4. 1/5, 1/5. That's close to 1/4. Está cerca a 1/4. Menos. So, 3 minus 1, there is menos 1, es 2 sobre 4. So, 2/4, is that close to 1/4? ¿Eso está cerca a 1/4? No, it's not. So, he's wrong. Así que él no está correcto. So, Charlie, his statement is not reasonable. Su frase no es, su frase no es razonable, su estimado. Estimado. So, no. It is not reasonable. No es razonable. It isn't. It's not reasonable. And your work is pretty much your explanation. Tu trabajo es tu explicación. ¿Ok? No es razonable. And that's all there is to it. You just got to keep using your number line. Seguir usando tus líneas de números. Okay? So let's go ahead and do numbers 3 through 6 together. And then I'm going to tell you what. Today we're not going to use our math books. You're going to practice right on the practice buddy. But I am going to go through a few more problems from the practice from your book, okay? Así que hoy no vamos a usar el libro para hacer la práctica. Hoy vamos a hacer el trabajo de la computadora hoy para que puedan tener más práctica guiado conmigo. So we can have more guided practice with me. Okay? So let's move on to 3 through 6. 3 a 6. All right, let me look at the lovely fractions they gave you that we're working with. Okay. So we have the number lines already pre-drawn for you, which is really nice. So let's start with number 3. So you're doing, sorry guys, my page is really small. Okay, 1/3 plus 1/2. Un tercero más un mitad. Quiero saber, I want to know if it's what it is to 1. Quiero saber cómo es entre 1. So again, I am going to, I know where 1/2 is. Yo sé dónde está un mitad. Gotta draw 1/3, so I really want to know which one I should really delete. I need the 8th, so I'm going to get rid of the 5th. We don't need that one. Not for this one. All right, un tercero, 1/3 is about here. 2/3, dos terceros está aquí, y 3/3 or 1 is over here. So 1/3, un tercero, what is that closest to? Yeah, it's pretty close to 1 whole, right? I mean 1 whole, 1/2, 1/4, un cuarto, right? Un cuarto. So we're going to make that 1/4. Not going to do anything to 1/2 other than make it 2/4. No voy a hacer nada con 2 mitad más que hacerlo 2 cuartos. Add it up. You get 1 plus 2, 3 sobre 4, 3/4. Is 3/4 greater than, equal to, or less than 1? Es menos que. So we're going to write less than. And that's it for 3. All right, let's do number 4 then. 4. So we have 5/4 minus 2. Minus or adding 2/4? Plus 2/4. Okay, now this one is nice because they have the same denominator. Esta me gusta porque tienen el mismo denominador. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and add them. I'm going to show you why in a minute. So 5 plus 2, that's 7/4. 7 más 2, 5 más 2 es 7/4. Now, what do we know? What times 2 times 4 equal? 2 por 4 es ¿qué? 8, right? So that means if this was an 8/4, it would have been equal. But because it's a 7/4, this means it's what? Right, it's less than. It's menos que 2. Right, because 7 is less than 8. 7 es menos que 8. That's the nice thing when they have the same denominators. You can get away with that little trick. Just take whatever they're asking over here and multiply it. If it's a whole number. If it's a fraction, then do the work. Si es una fracción, haz el trabajo. All right, let's go on to number 5. I'm going to work over here. So number 5 is 3/4 minus 1/8. 3/4 menos 1/8. Again, 3/4 is a benchmark fraction. I'm not going to change that one. 3/4 es una fracción común. No voy a cambiar ese. But 1/8, 1/8, let's see where you are. 1/8 is about 1/4. Es como un cuarto. Not exactly close to 0 either. No exactamente cerca a 0. So we're going to make it 1/4. And we're trying to compare it with 1/2. So we're comparing it to 1/2. What do you guys think? 1/2, 1/8. It is really close to 0. Now, we're going to leave it as. We're going to, actually, you know what? Yeah. We're going to make it 0. Vamos a hacerlo con 0. Yeah, let's make it 0. So 3/4 minus 0, 3/4 menos 0. That's why estimates are tricky. Really, really take your time and ask me questions. Es por eso estimados son un poco que uno se puede confundir. Toma su tiempo, toma sus notas, do your work to figure this out, okay? So we're going to say 3/4 minus 0, 3/4 menos 0 is 3/4, which means this is greater than 1/2, más que un mitad. Okay? Last one for the guided practice. La última por la práctica guiada, okay? Guiado. All right, I am going over here on number 6. So we have 3/2 minus 1/4. Oh, this is so easy. And we're comparing it to 1/2, un mitad. Guys, what is 3/2? What do we know about 3/2? Sabemos que es más que 1. It's greater than 1 because 2 over 2 is 1. 2 sobre 2 is 1. So we're going to just make this into 1. Not even going to bother using the number line on that. Again, 1/4 is a benchmark fraction. Un cuarto es una fracción común, así que lo voy a dejar en paz. Remember 4/4, which gives me 4/4 menos un cuarto. Right, 3/4. So 3/4, what is it compared to 1/2? 3/4 is greater, más que. So we're going to go with greater then. So that's it for numbers 1 through 6. Ya trabajamos entre 1 hasta 6. With me so far? Okay. So now let's go ahead and actually, if you want, you can pause this video here and try a few of the problems. I'm going to write a few on the board here so you can try it on your own before I go over the answers. So you can see if you are understanding it, okay? I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I want you to try for me number 7. Solo quiero que intentes número 7. And that's on 503. And on 504, 507, I want you to do number 13, número 13. And try number 17. You try those 3 on your own, hit pause, and then once you're done with your work, play the video and see if you're right. Así que van a seguir en 7, 13 y 17. Intentan eso solos. Si puedes, después de intentarlo, empieza el video otra vez para ver cómo hiciste en el trabajo, ¿ok? Yo voy a seguir mientras ustedes trabajan. Yo voy a preparar esta parte ahora. I'm just going to get ready for the next part, okay? So, you should have paused your video by now to have begun and done your work for these 3 problems. Ya habrán pausado y han hecho el trabajo para estos 3 números. Okay, so let's go over your answers. Vamos sobre tus respuestas, okay? So, let's check. Number 7. Okay, you had 1/10 plus 3/5. We have to say whether it's reasonable. Tenemos que decir si es razonable, que es como 1, if it's almost 1. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my 3 number lines, 3 líneas, 1 for the 10th and 1 for the 5th, and then of course 1 for the benchmarks. Uno para las fracciones del común, uno para el décimo, uno para el quinto. Okay? You got 0. You have 1s. I'm always starting with the 1/2 because it's the easiest one for me. Un mitad or 2/4. I always do the 1/2 because it's the easiest for me. And then I just do half of a half is 1/4 and half of a half is 3/4 in opposite directions. And now we have fifths. So I know 1/5 has to be less than 1/4. Un quinto tiene que ser menos que un cuarto. Because remember, the bigger the denominator, the smaller the pieces. El más grande que el denominador es, lo más pequeño los pedazos son. So I'm just going to eyeball this. 3/5. And then 4/5. And then, of course, tenths. So again, I like to do half. I know 1/2 is 5/10. Un quinto 10 décimos is 5. And then I work my way backwards and forwards. 4/10, 3/10, 2/10, 1/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, 9/10. Okay. So, again, 1/10, un décimo, that's about here. Again, that's close to what? ¿Está cerca qué? It's close to 0. Pretty close. And 3/5, 3/5, that's here. That's a little above 1/2. 1/2. Or 2/4. But in the end, I want to know, what is it? Is it about 1/2? Is it igual a mitad? That's what I want to know. Is it? Nope. Not even close. No es razonable. Not reasonable. If you were able to get that right, good job. Give yourself a pat on the back. Si lo sacaste correcto, buen trabajo. Pero si no, preguntas, okay? Now, if you were like Miss Sosa, I thought 1/10 was close to 1/4. Again, it's an estimate. Yo sé que es un estimado. So, if you feel like in your heart of hearts that 1/4 should have been, yeah, you can do that. Pueden hacer un cuarto. And then this would have been 2/4, dos cuartos, and it will still give you 3/4, tres cuartos. And is it still reasonable? Es razonable aunque hice ese cambio. No, it's still not reasonable. So either way, if you did 3/4, got 3/4 or 2/4, you're correct. Okay? All right. Vamos con número 13 ahora. Let's go with 13 now. All right. So 13 today. Lucy ate 2/8 of a watermelon. Lily ate 1/10, and Madeline ate 1/5. Estimate how much they ate together. Okay. So, let's see. Lucy ate about 2/8. I don't know about you, but I don't feel like drawing that number line again. Especially since I know a shortcut. Let's see if you remember. What do you know about 2/8? ¿Qué saben sobre 2/8? What benchmark fraction is 2/8 exactly the same as? Right. If you thought both of them are even, I can divide it by 2. Los dos son números pares. Y yo puedo dividirlo con 2. Eso es correcto. So, we divide it by 2. 2 dividido por 2, that's 1. 8 divided by 2, 8 dividido por 2, cuarto, 4. 1/4. Lucy ate 1/4, and I didn't have to draw a number line. Yay for little shortcuts. I like them. Again, we got that 1/10 again. So, again, it's your estimate of what you think 1/10 is close to. And this is, again, who is this? Lily? Lily? I'm going to still say 1/10 is close to 0. To me, it's 0. Para mí, es cerca de 0. And then you have Madeline, who ate 1/5. Madeline que comió un quinto. Make sure I spell her name right. And I have that up here too. Lovely. I didn't have to draw a new number line. Love it when that works out. 1/5 is close to what? Un quinto está cerca a un cuarto. So, what do we have to do? ¿Qué tenemos que hacer? We gotta add. We have to find out how much of the watermelon they ate. Así que vamos a sumar las fracciones que tenemos. So we have 1/4 plus 0 plus 1/4. Un cuarto más 0 más un cuarto. What do I get? I get 2/4, dos cuartos. So how much watermelon did the girls eat? They ate about 1/2. Comieron como un mitad de una sandía. Ate, so let's write, they ate 1/2 of a watermelon. Comieron un mitad de una sandía. And if you show your work, that is enough explanation for me. Si mostraron su trabajo, eso es suficiente explicación para mí. If you got it right, you really deserve a good. Deserve a pat on the back. That was a tricky one. All right. Again, if you have questions, please let me know. Last one that I asked you to do was number 17. So let's give that one a look, okay? All right. I'm gonna erase number 7 here. It's not gonna help me anymore. Número 17, okay? So Harry filled 1/5 of a pitcher with water. Then he filled another 6/10 of the pitcher with water. Estimate what fraction of the pitcher was filled with water. Use the number lines to explain. Well, I see tenths and I see fifths, so I'm not going to redraw these. Yay for me. Okay. So he said, again, 1/5, un quinto. And I want to know 6/10, 6 décimos. And if he filled the pitcher with these two amounts, si llenó la jarra con los dos cantidades, what am I going to do? ¿Qué voy a hacer? I'm going to add, voy a sumar. Okay, again, un quinto, 1/5 is very close to 1/4, un cuarto. Muy cerca de un cuarto. Now 6/10, over here, I go up, it's close to 1/2, está cerca de un mitad. So we're going to write 2/4. Remember, 1/2 is 2/4. And now we add. Ahora lo sumamos. 1 más 2, 1 plus 2 is 3. And 4, we never change the denominator. So how much did he fill? ¿Cuánto llenaba? He filled about 3/4 of it. So, how did we do that? How do we use the number lines? ¿Cómo usamos las líneas para apoyarnos? What we did is we located 1/5 on the number line, and we saw that it was closer to 1/4. Vimos que un quinto está más cerca a un cuarto, and so we rounded 1/5 to 1/4. Vimos que un quinto es más cerca a un cuarto, así que lo rondeamos a un cuarto. And then we saw that 6/10, 6 décimos, 6/10 is closer to 1/2, es más cerca a un mitad, so we made it 2/4, dos cuartos. And then we added and got 3/4. Así que después sumamos y así es como sacamos la respuesta. All right, so that is the end of this math lesson today. I know it was a lot to take in, but I know you are all capable, and if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask me. I am here for you, and I look forward to hearing from all of you tomorrow, okay? So there is no textbook today. Today it's going to be just the practice buddy. All right? Bye, 219. Así que vamos a solo hacer el trabajo de la computadora hoy. Yo sé que si tienen algunas preguntas, me pueden preguntar en la computadora, en el salón, y que nos vemos la próxima. Bueno, ustedes me van a ver la próxima vez. Hasta luego. Bye.